Hey everybody, and welcome back to Ready Steady Play, where I'm pretty sure we're on the last ever episode of Shadowed Paths, Journeys in Middle-earth. I think. I'm not 100% sure, because I don't know, but it feels like it was building up to some kind of finale. So I'm really excited to get stuck in and see what's going on in this, the very last episode, or maybe not, of Journeys in Middle Earth. Hey Toby, thanks for joining me. I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, I'm just talking about how I have no idea what's going on, but maybe it's the final episode, but also maybe not. Who's to say? But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out right now by going up here to Journeys in Middle Earth. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I was gonna do. I was thinking about maybe doing something else today, and then I got super busy sorting out technical stuff, and then, but I also I feel like we're so close to the end of this. I really want to find out if this is the final one. Oh yes. Well, remember, Toby. Happy Easter, everybody, and happy Easter, Toby. Hmm. Now, if I remember correctly, I managed to set up the decks at the end of the last game, so everyone's all set and ready to embark on the adventure. So I think we're pretty much just going to set off. So, hey, Eddie, thanks for joining me. This exactly right. This could be the final outing of the infamous Beard Bros. I don't know, but I have a feeling, you know. I have a little inkling. So I'm excited to find out what is happening in the world of the Beard Bros and whether or not this is it. You know, it's just we did the thing. Oh, hello, my face. We did the thing last game where, you know, we defeated some shadow in Mirkwood, but not the shadow over Mirkwood. So we've got now to defeat the Spider King? I don't know. I mean, there's obviously like sort of two things going on, and what I understand about the timeline and where this fits in. This is around the rise of the Necromancer, who is. I'm going to embarrass myself here. I can't talk about Lord of the Rings lore that well, but the sort of the. Nope. Nope, it's gone from my brain. I'm sorry, I've completely forgot all of the Lord of the Rings stuff. The point is that there's a sort of a fearsome enemy who rises up around this time, and you sort of get a bit of that in the Hobbit movies, not really mentioned in the Hobbit books, but comes from the appendix in the Silmarillion. And I can't quite remember how the Necromancer fits into the Lord of the Rings story. Either he or it or she raises the Witch King up from the dead, or why am I there? It raises the Witch King up from the dead, or becomes the mouth of Sauron. I don't know, something like that. The point is, the Necromancer's bad, and those shadow people we fought in the last episode probably are emissaries of the Necromancer. So, but I think the sort of the plot of this one is that the spiders are going nuts because the Necromancer's back and they're scared of him, right? And he's resurrecting those shadow people and they're scared of them too. But, you know, we're probably not going to uncover the whole mystery of the Necromancer in this story, partly because it doesn't really get resolved until The Hobbit anyway. And I'm pretty sure these events take place even before The Hobbit. No, actually, I'm not sure when these take place in the timeline. I suppose it could be anachronistic as well, because Bilbo's in it, so maybe it must be after The Hobbit. Because it'd be very weird for Bilbo to be abroad from the Shire before The Hobbit takes place. But also the One Ring isn't present. And Bilbo would have had the One Ring if this was post-Hobbit, so who knows. There's a lot of Lord of the Rings spoilers in there, by the way. Sorry I didn't give you any spoiler warnings. But y'all should have caught up on Lord of the Rings by now. Hey, happy Easter, Emma4s, and Mark as well. Thanks for joining me. And Eddie, I don't think the Necromancer is secretly Sauron. I'm pretty sure that's not right. Pretty sure. But I'm secretly Radagast the Brown. Shh. Back to the adventures. Let's do it. Yes, I hope I made their decks correctly at the end of the last episode. I think I did. Yes, it is a battle mat. That's what I thought it was a. I thought it was a battle mat, so I got the battle mats out. I haven't left myself a lot of space for a whole journey map, but that's fine because it is indeed a battle mat for this one. So there we go, all set up. The morning mists have not yet disappeared when you arrive on the banks of River Running. The silence is ominous. Around you, the forest is still. No beasts dare draw near the waters, save for the foes, your foes, approaching from the other side. Is this it? Is this our grand final adventure? No pressure, then. Phew, I've got some bushes to hide in, guys. I can use my terrible wit to hide in these bushes. That's not a bush. That's a bush. That ain't a bush. Now this is a bush. There we go. Check it out. I'm all set up. I got my bushes to hide in. Ready to go. No problems here. The river! We might have to toss Balin again. Eddie's literally like, Sauron is the Necromancer. He's secretly building his power base disguised as the Necromancer so as not to let the others know he has returned. Well, thanks, Eddie. That's awesome. I actually didn't know that. Or maybe I did know it and forgot at some point. So there you go. Here I was thinking the Necromancer was some evil entity that winds up in the service of Sauron. But in fact, it's Sauron himself, using his evil powers to set the stage for the events of Lord of the Rings. Aze, Jamisi, thanks for joining me, and welcome to the stream. Two mists and a rubble. Where are the mists? I don't think I've ever used the mists before. Surely they're in here at the bottom, under these. Aha! Yaha! I'm gonna have to keep my wits about me because I'm probably gonna need to rely on these things to save my life. Thanks, Suzette. I'm gonna need all of the luck to get through this, I think. We shall see. But it looks already rather ominous. This approach, I'm not a big fan of it. I'll have to double check what all these things do. Alright. Your allies among the elves look solemn as they march past. Helmets as elegant as new spring leaves. Each hero scouts 3. So are we actually going to battle with the elves here? Is that what's happening? And that's quite exciting. I mean, not battle against the elves. Battle as the allies of the elves. Okay. Well, with this in mind, let's go ahead and do some scouting because I need to prepare some stuff. We've got Scout 3. Let's have a look actually at these terrain cards and figure out what we've got going on here. We've got stream. We've got boulder, mist, rubble, elevation, bush. Now I remember the bush. You can use your... You may use your wit to gain the hide boon here in the bush. So let me just go ahead and focus that camera up real quick. There we go. After you would end your turn in a space with a bush, you may test wit 2. If you pass, become hidden. I mean, that's not really going to help me. The only reason to test is if it's not going to have a negative impact, right? Like, I might as well take a punt. But chances are, if I pass this test, it means I'll have used up all my successes, which is probably a bad thing. Because, well, being hidden's pretty good, actually. To be fair, being hidden could be real clutch, because you can avoid the damage from a whole attack with hidden, so... But, it's not... It doesn't take an action to use the bush. But also, my wit on both characters is 2. Unless I prepare the Raven. If Balin can get his Raven out, that might actually be useful. So we've got 2 bushes here and here to hide on our approach. We've got the elevation. While your figure is in a space with the elevation, their ranged attacks can target a figure 1 additional space away, so you can shoot 2 spaces instead of 1. Figures in a space with elevation are in range only if the attacker is in a space with elevation. So essentially, we cannot use ranged attacks against figures in this space unless we also are in elevation, which we wouldn't be because there is no other elevation. Alright, we got rubble. While in a space with rubble, you may use the rubble as an equipped item. Okay, so it's actually... Okay, so you can... Well, it's wit again. You can use it as a weapon using your wit. But I'm never going to do that. I don't think. I mean, it is ranged, and I don't have ranged on Gandalf, so I guess in a bind, Gandalf might use it. But to be honest, that's still an action, so I just can't see myself doing that. So I'm so bad at wit. Alright, Mist, what are you about? I don't know if I've seen you before. If you would suffer wounds while in a space with Mist, the wounds are face down. When you attack an enemy that is in a space with Mist, you cannot convert inspiration to successes. Okay, so basically Balin will do the fighting in the Mist, because Gandalf needs to use inspiration. He's dreadful without it. And it doesn't say you cannot spend inspiration tokens. It says you cannot convert inspiration symbols, which is really important and bad for Gandalf. Yakov says, why aren't you playing Hero Quest? Because there's not yet a solo mode that truly captures the true quality of Hero Quest, the true essence of Hero Quest. Boulder. If you test to negate wounds or fear while in a space with a boulder, you may convert 1 inspiration to success. So you can kind of hide behind the boulder and get a free inspiration if you're going to take damage in the space with the boulder, which is this one. Alright, we got the stream as well. After a hero moves through the stream, their turn ends. After an enemy moves through the stream, their activation ends. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Cool. Alrighty then, let's scout 3. Gandalf first. Lisa says, did you play Black Angel before? I have not played Black Angel before, but my friend Jonathan, the Hexy Beast, tells me I should. I did play... I know it's the same designer, Georges Xavier, whose name I've just butchered, but he designed, of course, Carson City and Carnegie, which we did live stream Carnegie on BGA. Well, on the channel, we played it on Board Game Arena. And I like those games, so it might be worth checking out. But I have not actually played it myself. But in general, as a designer, I like the designer, so... I mean, I really like Carson City, I think... But I think that's just because it does stuff that I really like in particular. You know, it's sort of a planning Euro management game, but with a lot of player interaction, so that's what I really like. I think that so it might be a bit divisive in that sense, but you know, I mean, Carnegie still has a reasonable amount of player interaction, particularly with the routes you're building up between the cities on the board and blocking those off. You can take the rooms that people want there, or the departments people want for their businesses, and you can take the endgame scoring conditions in the form of the public projects as well. You so draft endgame or invest in endgame scoring conditions. You might take one that someone else wanted. So in that sense, it's very much like a sort of a traditional Euro-y worker placement-y affair where you're essentially just blocking other people's opportunities. They're having to, you know, realign their plans on the fly. Whereas, and I suppose, you know, one could argue that that's kind of exactly what Carson City does as well, but there's this whole dueling mechanic where your cowboys will, if you take the same action, fight each other to determine who gets to do it, which I really, really like. It's thematic, exactly right, Emma Forrest. He says that Gandalf's reborn as Gandalf the White, just like Jesus was reborn on Easter. Alright, so what we got here? We got Lazy, Undying Might, and Flattery. Alright. So Undying Might's just our basic Might card. Flattery is one of the advanced cards we took. At the start of the rally phase, you may discard this skill for you and each nearby hero to prepare up to one skill with inspiration from their discard pile. I really like that, so I might go ahead and prepare Flattery. I'm going to put Lazy on the bottom. And I'll put Undying Might on top so I can trigger Gandalf's ability with Gandalf's power. Although, actually, maybe I should prepare Might so I can use Gandalf's once per round ability just to start, because that gets me another inspiration. Yeah, let's do that, and we'll put the success on top. And then I just have to remember not to use Nosy on my own deck, at least until I've discarded that. Just give this a little shuffle here as well. Oh, I really hope this goes well. I really hope this goes well. Not 100% sure how this is going to turn out. Scout 3, yes. Oh. So we've got Honed Agility, which is always useful for me because my agility sucks. We've got Unyielding Spirit, which I don't really need because my spirit's great, but I've also got Raven Companion, who improves my wit. So I might take the Raven Companion, just because the Raven Companion is also completely useless in the deck. So it's good to get it out of there. So let's take and prepare the Raven Companion over here for Balin. And we can put one of these two cards on top to trigger Gandalf's thing as well. We just got to remember that we're going to get an inspiration card in our first test on Balin. Okay. Good. Then we continue. Yakov says, I really believe that there was an inspiration in Jesus from Tolkien. Tolkien drew from all kinds of classic literature. I mean, I don't know well enough how to attribute all of his sources. Ollie or Chris would be very good at that. But I do know that he drew heavily from Norse mythology, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he drew from theology quite heavily as well. You know, the story of Jesus in the Bible and all that. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Wearing full armor and a cloak woven with silver thread in the emblem of a star, Ian takes his place as captain of the soldiers stationed here. He nods, seeing you, but seems more focused on the coming combat. Place a elf in the middle space. One elf, please. I need an elf. There's an elf. Whoa, we got some spiders. Soon the spiders and their army emerge from the tree cover. They halt just beyond arrow range and wait for the signal to charge. You count their number and measure it against your own, feeling sick. Uh-oh, I guess I didn't bring enough friends. If only I was better at making friends. This really does feel like a sort of a grand finale, doesn't it? I think this might be the finale. Although it may not be the end of this series if I fail horribly, because I've learned since our last stream that I do have the power to do do-overs of single adventures. I might well have tried again on some of the other ones if I'd known that previously, but I think they only just added the feature. Okay, giant spiders. Let's go. So, they're really just trying to protect their forest, you know, from Sauron, as we have learned. And these ones have the little brown banner. So they are elites, which could be problematic. We'll have to see how tough they are. I mean, I'd probably rather have these guys than, I don't know, actually, were the spiders particularly problematic? I can't remember. If they've got, but I do remember they tend to have sorcery, which could be really, really an issue. There's going to be a lot of them too. One pit goblin. One goblin showed up. Also, why is there a goblin helping the spiders? I don't understand. Goblins and spiders are not typically allies in this world, are they? I don't know. I don't think so. Pretty sure the spiders eat the goblins too. Oh, the goblins up here are hiding in the corner. Maybe he'll attack the spiders. Alright, we got some more goblins on the embankment there. Maybe the spires hired them. Maybe they've come to an arrangement to become allies. Because they've heard about how great I am at this game. That must be it. It's the only explanation. They formed an alliance against my incredible Lord of the Rings skills. A ruffian? Who's this guy? He's just a spider enthusiast. He's like, oh boy! I'll help you! I love spiders. They're my best friends. Yeah, alright. Cool. Welcome, ruffian. This stretch of the river is narrow and possible to cross. The only protection against the attack is invisible. The only protection against attack is invisible. You can feel the protective power of the elves all around you. If your foes should gain near the bank, you shudder to think what they would do with such a powerful foothold in elf territory. You must keep them back and thin their forces enough that they will not try crossing the river again. Fighting them on the far bank might be your only hope of halting their advance. Objective updated. Keep the enemies at bay. If there are 4 or more enemy groups across the river at the end of the round, the heroes may lose the adventure. Alright, so we gotta kill him, and we gotta kill him quick. Let's have a look. Spiders. Spike armored. For each enemy gains extra armor. When this group attacks, its wounds are increased. Okay, so it's got like spiders with spiky armor. Well, that's horrifying, but at least it's just 1 armor and there's no sorcery. Sorcery is like magic armor. Hey, Alessandra, thanks for joining in, man. Yeah, I'm good. This could be the grand finale. We'll have to see whether or not we have to see how it goes. But I think this is the final chapter. I'm not 100% sure. I think it could be the final chapter. And you never know. If it goes well, it could be the finale of the episode series. We'll see. Uze says, which one is better, this game or Jaws of the Lion? Jaws of the Lion. Okay. Um, and now back to this. What am I doing? Right, I'm checking what everyone's got going on. Goblins are... Oh, they've got 2 armor. Okay. And the ruffians just... I mean, these guys are easy. There's definitely going to be sugar loads more enemies showing up. I've only got like 4... No. How much threat am I getting per turn at the moment? 4. So we've got 6 turns. Yakov says, have you ever played LCG Lord of the Rings? One of the best solo games I've played. I have played LCG... How's the music, by the way, guys? It feels like it got a bit louder, so if it's a bit too loud, I can turn it down a scotch. Well, I just did. Let me know if it's too quiet or too loud. It does tend to fade in and out a bit, the volume of the music. Like, some bits are really loud. I did play the LCG Lord of the Rings app on Steam one time with Chris. We played through a few games. Yeah, I thought it was really neat. I built a really, really jokey Hobbit deck with, like, Pippin and 2 random hobbits as my heroes. Or was it Merry? And then a bunch of random hobbit cards and sort of like a hobbit pony and hobbit snacks, and I just built it as a joke. I was like, ha ha, I'm gonna be the hobbits. We're gonna lose. And then they were awesome. The deck was great. It had one major flaw, but Chris's deck more than made up for it, so it's kind of cool. Alright, back to this. I need a plan. The plan is to stop the enemies crossing the river. So if I cross the river, my turn immediately ends. Gandalf's not going to be able to hit those spiders in the mist. So I guess we'll send Balin in there. It's kind of a shame, really, because... Is there an action we can do here with Ian? Ian is surveying the battlefield, occasionally calling orders and passing messages through a runner. After allying with the elves, you know that he would aid you if you ask. Could you heal me? Any advice for combat? Okay, so I could potentially fall back and get healed by this guy, possibly. I feel like any advice for combat's kind of what's he gonna tell me? You know, don't die. Alessandra says, narratively, this one seems more interesting than Jaws of the Lion and better written. Well, that could be a whole discussion, and maybe if we have time, we will have a discussion about the narrative writing in this and Jaws of the Lion. Although I feel like I did talk about sort of narrative in games quite extensively at the end of the last live stream. It's true. Yakov says, the digital is very different to the original. You need to play the original. Yakov, I would love to, but it's out of print and you can't buy it anymore, right? Or are they still printing it? I feel like they stopped printing it, but I could be wrong, actually. Can you still buy it? Question mark? Let me know. Right. So I think we're not going to deal with him right now. I don't think I mean, maybe we can come back and get healed, get some advice for combat, but I don't think it's super important right now. So, with that in mind, I think we've just got to yeet Balin into the spiders. I mean, he's just going to... I mean, what we could do... Do we have an inspiration? No, we don't. That's a shame. I don't know how we're going to get any inspiration. But fighting the spiders in the mist is also, I think, a bit of a blessing, really, because we won't take any face-up wounds, which is nice. Because we have a lot of things that help us deal with face-down wounds. So we're quite tanky against them. So we've also got the healing biscuits here. The Butterbur biscuits, which I found in the last episode, actually, which turned out to be super useful. Say, at the start of the rally phase, you may deplete this item for a hero in your space to become determined and discard up to 2 wounds or fear. So, that we could use that to become determined as well. Determined is... Which one is determined? I always confuse determined and the other fighty one. So determined is the one that lets you basically redraw your hand. A number of cards from your hand. It's pretty good. Well, I mean, what I'd really love to have in this fight is Emboldened. This is the one I was confused it with. Emboldened just lets you do, like, loads of extra damage. We can become Emboldened. That would be great, particularly because there's so many enemies on the board. But we'll see. Okay, so essentially, in order to stop the enemies advancing, I need to move to them. If I had an inspiration, I could. Oh, actually, I could do an attack with wit, with the pebbles. No, that's pointless though because I'm never going to hit with it because I put an inspiration card on the top of here. Gandalf needs all his movement. He's just going to run up here. And then I guess he's going to get shot a whole bunch. And then he's going to move in and start killing these people next turn. That's all he can do. He doesn't have the... He could run into here, but then he'll be in the mist, and he doesn't like the mist. He's terrible in the mist. So I guess we start with Gandalf, and we'll use Nosy to check Balin's card, which is, of course, the Honed Agility card we prepared earlier, which has an inspiration symbol on it. We can grab an inspiration token for it. It's really a shame, actually, that we can't attack this round with Gandalf, because we could use Undying Might to trigger his once per round ability. Although we may have to check Might at some point this round anyway when we get attacked, which I'm sure we will by all of these archers. Or pit goblins. So I guess we'll just go ahead and move 1, 2, 3, and then our turn immediately ends because we crossed the river. And I feel like we need to be on this side of the river. And actually, it's really annoying that Ian's standing here, because if we want to go and get healing from him, that's like 2 whole turns that we'd need to do that, because we'd have to cross back over the river, and then our turn would immediately end, and then walk in here to talk to him, and then go 2 back. Yeah, like, if you started your turn here, you'd move 1 in here to talk to him, and move 1 back here, and then you'd need a whole nother turn to cross the river again. So I guess we'd only really talk to him if some mobs make it across the river. And, I mean, I don't know if their behavior is going to differ. Normally, they just attack the nearest hero. I don't know if in this campaign they're going to be, like, ignoring the heroes and crossing the river. Let's hope not, because I already ran all the way over here. And Balin... I mean, we could... 1, 2... No, we couldn't. Damn it. We can go 1... We could do an action, but there's just nothing we can do. We can't even use the bush. Hey, Kuja Painting. Thanks for joining, man. There's nothing useful I can do at all from here. And it makes me very sad, I guess. I mean, all I can do is try and throw one of these pebbles at the spiders. So I guess I might as well try. I'm going to use the rubble to attempt to throw pebbles at the spiders. Okay? So we draw 3 cards, because I've got the Raven Companion giving me a bonus to wit. Throw that rubble, Balin. You can do it. Get him! Get him! Alright, well, we've got 0 successes, but this was a good opportunity to get a bunch of crap out of our deck, so at least there's that. So we will discard these 3 cards. I can't spend any inspiration because I don't have any. But even if I did, I probably wouldn't. So my final point of movement takes me in here, and then the round ends. Actually, theoretically, I probably... Actually, do you know what? The spiders wouldn't... I was just thinking they're elites. So I will provoke an attack of opportunity from them unless they're stunned. In that way, it would actually be better to be using Gandalf against them, because they will always get an attack of opportunity. Oops, sorry. Because they're elites, and Gandalf can stun them. But Gandalf won't hit shit in that smoke. I just know he won't. So let's move on. That's it. That's my whole turn. All I did was advance across the river. But I'm on the other side of the river now. And that's a good thing. Alright. Cool. Please be gentle. Alright, so the spiders are going to move 3, attack Gandalf or closest hero. So if Gandalf, if they had a choice, they'd attack Gandalf. They don't have a choice because Gimli's in their space, so they just attack Gimli. After trapping you with its many legs, the spider slams its bulbous body down again and again. Might negates 4 damage. If you suffer any damage from this attack, discard all boons. Well, I don't have any boons, so there's that. I probably am going to suffer damage from this attack, but fortunately, thanks to the mist, all damage, this is face-up damage, but thankfully, due to the mist, it's all face-down damage. So that's good. That means I can actually prevent a face-down wound automatically with the Greenwood Garb. I can also potentially use my reinforced shield here. And I may prepare a skill as well with Balin's ability if I do suffer any damage. So lots of opportunities here to trigger things off of Balin's abilities. Right, so we've got 2 successes there. Clever Wit and Time of Need. Well, that's okay. So what we can do is we can go ahead and put these all in the discard pile. And I won't use the reinforced shield because I'm going to use it. I think Balin's probably got another attack incoming at some point. So I'll use the reinforced shield later, but I will trigger my once per round ability. So first off, I take a damage. It's got my damage cards here. And and then I can prepare a skill from the discard pile. So I have got a skill with guard here, Loyal Friend, but I'm going to wait on that because I'm going to prepare it with the shield in a bit. So I think we should prepare Time of Need, because Time of Need is super clutch if you have no inspiration. Essentially, it lets you treat all inspirations as success. Oh, I can't use this in this forest. Not the forest, the mist. I can't use this in the mist. Sugar. I need something else, though. I guess when you test wit, you may have a success. So let's go ahead and take Undying Might then, because that lets us add a success to a might check. We're going to be doing fighting, so that's useful. Yeah, actually, I can't even spend any inspiration in this area anyway, even if I get it. Alright, and because I suffered a wound, I should discard all boons. But I don't even have any boons, so it's fine. Wait, how many cards did I draw there? Hello, welcome back. Sorry about that. Those of you, I can see already chat's like, hey, don't worry, the computer just crashed. Yes, the computer crashed. It's one of the 2 technical errors that loves to occur during the live stream. Sometimes the computer crashes, and sometimes the internet goes down. Who knows? The thing about the computer crashing is that it never used to do that. So I should probably be worried about it and look into why it's happening and try to fix it. It only happens during live streams. It might have happened maybe once or twice, not during a live stream. But I don't know how to figure that problem out. Hey everybody, thanks for hanging around. Thanks for sticking it out and making sure making sure you're still here when I came back. I do appreciate it. All right, I don't know what's happened to the game. We'll have to load the game up and see where we were. I just realized I drew 3 cards for Balin's might check, 4 cards for Balin's might check, which I shouldn't have done. Oh, please be somewhere in the adventure. Okay, where are we at? Right, so this looks like the turn I was just on. Yeah, so we haven't actually started the shadow phase yet. So maybe what I'll do, given that I kind of blundered Balin's checks there as well, is I'll just reset these cards here. Oh, now Skype is giving me adverts. Thanks, Emma4s. Yeah, it's not a... Why is Skype on? Skype's not on. Windows is just giving me Skype adverts. Thanks, Microsoft. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reset Balin's deck and damage because I did that check wrong anyway. There we go. We have to restart the shadow phase anyway. But I think everything else is fine. I think everything else is in good working order. Or as it should be. Okay. Right. Yes. With the exception of the fact that I should have... What was the card I checked? Undying Might. I should have that on top of my deck, right? Because I put it there during the scout phase. Oh, what was the other card I scouted? Damn it. It was Undying Might and the Raven Companion and the Spirit one, wasn't it? Oh no, it was the Agility one, I think. If I'm wrong, I apologize. It was a couple of the basic check cards anyway, so it's fine. What we'll do is we'll just... I'm pretty sure I put one on the top and one on the bottom, so we'll just randomize these again. Whoop! Put the Undying Might back on top, the Agility back on the bottom, and we're good to go. Into the Shadow Phase. Take 2. Right, so this time the spiders have decided to attack Balin, but that's fine, because they're in the space with him anyway. They would have attacked him no matter what. And it's the exact same attack, so might negates. So I did get very lucky last time with a couple of successes, so I'm probably not going to get so lucky this time. Which is a bummer, but never mind. Blam! Okay, so we've got one success here, which we can use to... Oh, wait. Is this camera? Focus! There we go. So, we've got one success here, and then we've got Undying Might as well. So, we can block 1 damage with the Greenwood Garb. We can block 1 damage with this success. So I guess we take 2 face-down damage, because I mean, we could use the shield, but then we can't get its secondary ability, which is to prepare a card with guard. Of course, I haven't actually discarded a card with guard this time, so it might be worth it just to use the shield. I'm sure Balin will be attacked again. What if I don't wind up with a card with the guard? Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's flip over the shield as well. So we're going to take 1 damage, and that means we can use Balin's ability to prepare a card from our discard, so we'll prepare Undying Might, because I'm sure we're going to have more damage coming in. So that's resolved. And now it's the Ruffian who's going to move 2 to attack Balin, which is fine. So he comes in here, and he attacks. So your foe gives you a sniff of disdain before unsheathing a gleaming longsword. It's 1 wound, 1 fear, which Spirit negates. So fingers crossed that I'll draw some good cards here. My Spirit's pretty good, so 1, 2, 3, 4 for Spirit. Oh, let's have a look. Let's see what happens. Blam! Oh, look at that. 3 successes. Oh, that's not so good. Oh, there's Loyal Friend as well. 2 copies of it. I could have used my shield. Dang it. Oh, well, no damage anyway. Like, super negated. Good. Nobody else attacked me. God damn it. So this is the one goblin over here. And here's an interesting situation. I don't know if they resolve this somewhere in the rules, because this goblin could move here to attack Balin, or here to attack Balin. I mean, realistically, it's not really going to matter. I don't think I'm going to be doing any ranged attacks with Balin. But also, I mean, the goblin would probably move in here because the elevated terrain works to its advantage somewhat. But I guess it could also move in here. I'll tell you what, I'll just put it in here, because I think the goblin would probably go join its friends on the ridge. That makes sense to me. Even though, I think actually the rules say that I choose. Two damage, which might negates. Okay, so fingers crossed we can avoid taking more damage here, although I don't know how many more successes I have, but I get 3 cards from Might, and I have Undying Might prepared. So hopefully this will pan out. Well, we got one success there, so we can choose now to take a damage or to use Undying Might. As much as I'd like to keep Undying Might, I do think it's worth just avoiding the damage if we can help it. So let's do that. But also there's no... So the one thing that's got me thinking about this is that this is... Actually, do you know, I don't even need to give up Undying Might. Because I can prevent one damage with the cloak anyway. It's not once per round. It's just before you suffer face down damage, prevent one. So actually, I can just use this to prevent one damage, and then the success takes care of the other. So I don't even need to... Yeah. This is the kind of important thing I need to remember so I don't blow it. Alright, and these other two are going to attack Gandalf. So might negates. Well, that's bad because we don't have any might. We also, it says discard inspiration, which is bad because I only have one. Oh, we do have Undying Might prepared though. Two might for Gandalf. It's no good. Bam! Alright, we got one success. Is there something else I can do? So this is face-up damage because This is face-up damage because I'm not in the mist. So in a way, it might have been better to walk into the mist with Gandalf as well. No, because I can use the... Oh, I can't use... Yes, I can use my inspiration on the Ranger Cloak. This is clutch because I don't actually have an inspiration symbol here, so I couldn't use it for that purpose. But I can use the inspiration with the Ranger Cloak to prevent one incoming damage or fear. And I'm going to lose the inspiration if I take any damage anyway, so I might as well spend it. So that gives me essentially 2 damage blocked, and then I give up Undying Might for the 3rd damage. So that's kind of a shame because I've lost all of my stuff I prepared to go into battle. But I have discarded a card with inspiration, just like I said when I prepared it. I forgot that I'd said that, but that's actually really lucky. So I've discarded a card with an inspiration symbol on it, which means that I can now gain an inspiration and scout one. And I'm not going to take any damage either, so I get to keep this inspiration too. So we're scouting one card. It's greater power. Definitely prepare this. This is so good. Ah, yes, that's very lucky. Indeed. Very cool. Good job, Gandalf. You're actually doing some pulling of your weight here. That's nice. How many enemy groups are across the river, i.e. on the same battle map as Ian? Ian. 0! It's 0 enemy groups. So far, you've been able to keep the spiders at bay. You have earned a momentary respite from the battle, and take more careful note of your surroundings. There is a search token on the board now. I'm not going to go back across the river and look at that. Are you kidding me? I don't have time for that. Your successful alliance with the Woodland Realm, your successful alliance with the Woodland Realm braces your spirits and renews your dedication to the task at hand. The trust and friendship you've nurtured is a fiery beacon among the shadows. Each hero gains 2 inspiration. Yes, I desperately need that. Well, actually, no, Balin doesn't give a shit because he can't use it in the mist. But Gandalf desperately needs that because he's terrible without it. Gandalf's setting up for a big turn. I reckon he can get onto this thing here and just murder all of these goblins in one go. It's pretty good like that sometimes. Awesome. Threat increases by 4. Well, I need to kill some people before this gets up to 6, because you know that's when more enemies are going to show up. Each hero sets their deck and scouts 2. Alright, here we go, here we go. We can reset the reinforced shield as well. I think we got off pretty lightly there, but then again, these mobs are pretty basic. Like, this is definitely going to have some kind of mega spider show up, and we're going to have to kill the mega spider, like, ASAP, because I'm super running out of time. We've only got 6 turns at best. And we've already used one, so 5 turns left. Scouting 2, scouting 2. And... oh! Actually, do you know what I can do with Balin? Is... let's give up Intrepid. When he gained this inspiration, we can give up Intrepid to gain a 3rd inspiration and scout 1 card. Which would be before he resets his deck in the rally phase. And the card is... Kinship. Before a nearby hero tests, you may discard this skill for that hero to reveal 2 additional cards. If they are a dwarf, you may scout 1. Yep. No dwarfs here, but we'll prepare that because it's useless in the deck. And Gandalf will be nearby in a minute. Cool. I need to get out of this mist, though. I'm trying to think about the enemy behavior there. They did want to come and attack me, so theoretically, if I can duck up to this rock and get out of the mist, that might be better? I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I'll need to see how this combat goes, because... oh, I forgot to put depletion tokens on the tone battle. Because it's... on the one hand, I think not being able to use my inspiration is gonna suck. But on the other hand, so I think it's kind of a good thing I kept Undying Might here. But I think on the other hand, if not taking face-up damage is also super good. There's a Balrog, yeah. Ian takes off his mask. It was me, the Balrog, all along! Sorry, I don't know why I'm spending so long shuffling this. Okay, we got Flattery and Unyielding Spirit. Both of which are useful. Flattery's got the success on it. At the start of the rally phase, you can discard it for a nearby hero to prepare 1 skill with a inspiration from their discard pile, which could be clutch. I don't really care about Unyielding Spirit because my spirit's very good. But it's nice to have a success prepared as well. So I think what I might do actually is prepare Unyielding Spirit, just cause. At least if I use it, I can trigger my ability. I might get to use it in defense. And I can put Flattery on top, not on the bottom. And that way I can guarantee a success when I go up here to murder all of these goblins with 1 blow. With 1 attack. One attack, because I've got Cleave. It's true, Cleave is the best. Alright, come on. Balin, 2 good cards. Balin's got a lot of food as well, so he can get rid of damage fairly easily. He's also got the Weathertop Torch, which gives him Pierce or Smite, which is also excellent. Balin's really well prepared for, like, whatever. But he doesn't do a lot of damage. That's his problem. And also, I think without inspiration, this fight could be really tough. 2 cards to scout the 2 cards. And they are Treasures Untold, Unyielding Spirit. When you attack, if there's a search or threat token in the enemy space, add 4 hits and Pierce. That's so good. And also, not gonna happen. Because there's only 1 search token, and it's on the wrong side of the river. I'm not gonna let them get there. So, I think I put that on top, so I'm guaranteed to get a success in the first combat. And we might as well prepare Unyielding Spirit, because it's not good. Alright, let's go first with Balin, because I know they've both got... Actually, does Gandalf need to use his ability of Nosy once per round? Does he need to use that on his turn? I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, we might as well go first with Balin, because I don't think it really matters which hero goes first. But I know that they've both got successes, and I want to use Gandalf's ability to get another inspiration if I can. Although I'll probably wind up gambling, which is fine. It's better than automatically failing. So, the Amaphors asks, in a blatant attempt to completely derail the game, what is your favorite Fantasy Flight game? MF4s, that is actually, it's a really good question because, I actually think Fantasy Flight's recent output has not been particularly great, but there are so many great Fantasy Flight games. There's so many good ones. And you got to remember as well that they published stuff like Tigris and Euphrates, and they did a version of Ra as well, so there's a lot of games that aren't exclusively theirs, that they also published at some point. A time before the publisher of those games went to someone else. Cujo Painting says Dawn of the Zeds or Nemo's War. Did they publish those? I don't remember that. Anyway, I'm going to press on, but off the top of my head, Fantasy Flight games that sort of pop off the top of my head as being really great include the Twilight Imperium, the Cosmic Encounter, the Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. This, I say, well, I don't know. This is not my favorite, but I enjoy playing this live on stream with you guys. But also the X-Wing Miniatures game. I adore the X-Wing Miniatures game. I love it. I kind of preferred the 1st edition in the early days. Well, somewhere around wave sort of 5 or 6. That was 1st edition, wave 5, 6, or 7 maybe was my sort of peak X-Wing. That's because that's when I played it, I guess. There's probably a lot of people that will tell you 2nd edition is still great, but I haven't played with any of the new factions. I remember, like, I played before Bounty Hunters was a thing. I also really like the Fury of Dracula. Battlestar Galactica is great. Like, how can I pick one favorite? It depends on who I'm playing with. I'm not going to play Battlestar with Michael because he hates bluffing game. He always feels personally attacked. He's like, no, why? Eddie says, I'm partial to Arkham Horror, LCG, Twilight Imperium, and Eldritch Horror. I'm not a huge fan of the Arkham Files series, actually. Those are super popular games. And the Arkham Files series are essentially their sort of triptych of Cthulhu games. I think actually technically Mansions of Madness is also Arkham Files, and Arkham Horror LCG might also be Arkham Files. But the three I always think of are Eldritch Horror, Arkham... the Arkham one, the big one that they just had their 3rd or 4th edition with, and the one where you roll the dice to solve the puzzles. Is that Eldritch Horror? Eldritch Horror is the one where you travel the world, right? You have to solve the gates and all the different locations. And then Arkham Asylum? Arkham Horror? That one is the one where you're like closing the gates in Arkham by going through them to the other worlds, right? And then there's the one where you roll the dice in the museum. Elder Sign. Thanks, Emma Force. Elder Sign. I'm not a huge fan of those games. I find them they fall a little too far on the side of kind of long and frustrating for me. I mean, Elder Sign's not long, but I find it to be a bit too random and frustrating. I've played them all, and I don't mind them. Like, if someone was like, I really, really want to play this, can we play this? I'd be like, cool, yeah. Like, I'm always happy to play board games, but I don't own them. I'm not going to buy them, and I wouldn't suggest them. Whereas Mansions of Madness, for whatever reason, maybe it's the app, maybe it's the narrative story part, I don't know what it is about Mansions of Madness that falls into the right side of this equation for me. It's probably just as hard and equally frustrating as those other ones. What about Anachrony? Anachrony's Mind Clash games, Cujo Painting. What are you talking about? Right, that was a very successful derail there from Emma Force. Thanks, buddy. What was I doing? I just finished scouting too, right? Yes, I have. So we're back to the app. Cool, we're done this. I do love Mind Clash. I like pretty much all 3 of the Mind Clash games. There might be more, actually. I don't know. Well, they've obviously got the new one coming out, which is the dinosaur survival game that I keep forgetting the name of. But they did, their first game was Tricerion, which I love. I have the collector's edition of that. Anachrony, which I never bought, but I've played once and liked well enough. I haven't played the Infinity Box or any of the new expansions, but I've heard they're good. and of course Cerebria, which is a great 4-player game, but tricky to get to the table because it's really best of 4. And, I mean, he said having only played it once at 4, but it's a team game where you have 2 teams of 2 playing off against each other, and I struggle to see how the dynamic would be as appealing with fewer players. But you'd have to talk to someone who's played it more than to understand that. Right. Right. Yes, I said that we were doing Balin first. So Balin's going to attack. I guess I'm going to attack the spiders just because I don't think I'm going to have a better chance to attack them. And I want to get some damage into them. Emma Force says, I really love Arkham 3rd Edition. I know everyone hates it, but I'd rather play it than Pandemic, and I like that it blends the LCG storyline with the board game. It does suck that you can't attack twice, but I house rule that you can do the same action twice. I don't mind Arkham, Emma Force. I mean, first off, you know, it's a shame when you like something that's not particularly popular because it's hard to get to the table. But don't ever let anyone ever tell you like you're wrong for liking something. It's so subjective, you know. If you like it, then that's awesome, man. And if you have fun playing it, that's cool. Like, you know, nobody should be like that's whatever. But I like, and yes, the Arkham Horror LCG. I've only played like very little of it, but I enjoyed what I played of it. Eddie, I've got the... So Eddie says, I enjoyed their RPGs they were doing before farming out other publishers to handle. I don't really know anything about that. What I do know is I do have the Genesis system, and I quite enjoy it. Which is their generic RPG system. I find it sort of light, but it's got some good stuff in it. I quite like Genesis. Right, back to this game. I'm doing an attack on the spiders. Okay, here we go. Attack the spiders. No, come back. Alright, cool. So, I really don't know how well this is going to go for poor Balin, and he's going to get attacked back by the spiders as well. Which sucks, but here we go. I would like to do 8 damage. The maximum I can do is 4. If I can get 2 successes here, I can kill a spider, and I think that's pretty worthwhile. So I've got 3. I mean, I'm going to get an additional success from Undying Might, so I just need 1 in here. And I know I've got 1, actually, because I prepared it, so... This will kill a spider, but if I could... Yeah, 2 successes! Okay, that's cool. So we've killed a spider, and we haven't had to use Undying Might, so we might actually be able to kill the second spider now. We'll just have to get lucky and draw 1 more success, which seems unlikely, because we just drew 2! But you never know. So this has got Sunder and 4 hits. So, that's pretty good. Hopefully we've sundered this armor, it won't come back, so... Although it doesn't matter. I either do 4 hits with Sunder, or I don't kill the spider, because of the way my weapon works. It's the Wanderer's Hatchet. See, it either does 2 hits, or 4 hits with Sunder. Although I suppose at least I can make some good of it if I completely blank out the next roll. Yes, now the spiders shall attack me back. Jerks. Oh, I forgot about the spiked armor. I should probably check that. Oh no, I think the game automatically accounts for that. I've been killed. I'm definitely coming back. This is not the last of me. Yes. The spider hesitates to attack outright, waiting for your guard to be lowered. So this is a wit negates. So fortunately, I've got my Raven. After this attack, discard an inspiration. Oh, screw you! I need that inspiration to not use in the mist. Okay, here's 3 cards. Okay, we got 1 success. Damn it, that could have killed the spider. So, I guess I can prevent the other damage with the Greenwood Garb, so I just don't take anything. So that's cool. But I do still have to discard an inspiration. Because that's what it says. Bummer. Bummer! Alright, let's attack the spiders again. I think it's... Oh, it says it's exhausted. I didn't think... Oh, I think they all... I think... So I think the spiders can always get They always get an attack. They always get to retaliate. I think the spiders always get to retaliate, even when they're exhausted. God, how do elites work in this game? Oh well, let's kill it. We're not going to kill the ruffian because I can't do 5 damage. He said, looking at his cards desperately. No, I cannot do 5 damage. So we might as well kill the spider. Spike armored. Yeah, this group gets increased wounds. That's fine. Let's just kill it. Alright, so 3 cards for might. 1, 2, 3. So this is our second action, so we won't have another action after this. Yeah, we got 1 success. So we discard Undying Might for 2 successes. That's 4 damage. Bish bash bosh. Spiders are dead. Nice job, Balin. Confirm. You or a nearby hero may gain an inspiration. Well, I think I'm tempted to give it to Gandalf just because he really needs it to function at all. But at the back of my mind, and also Balin can't use them right now, but at the back of my mind, I am thinking that it's harder for Balin to get them. Gandalf at least has a few, unless I can prepare Misty Mountain Cold, which I haven't found yet. But I might be able to, yeah. Oof, this is tough. I think we give it to Gandalf. But Balin could use them for ranged attacks. Oh boy. Tough decisions. Tell you what, we'll give it to Gandalf. If he successfully wipes out both of these mobs, we'll generate 2 more inspiration, which we can give back to Balin. And that's the end of Balin's turn. This spider is gone, but not forgotten. I'm sure they're going to be back in due course. Alright, and that's the end of Balin's turn. 2 attacks. He's done. So Gandalf will do a move, and he'll come into here, and he's going to do an attack against these goblins right here. So that's the group here with the flag. So what we really want here is 4 hits with Pierce, which shouldn't be a problem, because 2 successes, we can combo the walking stick and the elf-forged sword to get 4 hits with cleave and pierce. So 2 successes wipes out this whole group. It seems almost, and it's wisdom, so that's 4 cards. I mean, it seems almost like sure thing, right? Imagine if there was some kind of like automatically fail card in this deck, which just failed the whole draw. That would be even. Alright, so what do we got here? We've got an upside down card. Hey! It was Hidden Plans. So we got 2 successes right here. I don't even need to use anything. That's just 2 successes, so we've killed that group of goblins. Nice. Can I get some heroic music, please, game? Ugh, that's ominous. Alright, so we gain an inspiration. So I think we give this to Balin because he gave up his one for Gandalf, and Gandalf didn't even use any of them yet. But now we can only carry 1 more each, and then we're maxed out on inspiration, which is a good sign. I'm sure we're going to need it when the actual bad guy shows up. Okay. And now I guess we're just going to smack this guy. I mean, once again, he's basically the same thing, except we don't need cleave. But we just keep using our combo. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I remember these, because these are both level 2 weapons at this point, because of the lore I got in the game to unlock the level 2 versions of the staff and the sword. And I remember when they were level 1, this was dreadful. Okay, so we've got no successes here. And we need 2 to kill the guy. So I think we probably just spend a couple of inspiration. We're going to get 1 back anyway. It's kind of a bummer, but I expected this to happen. Gandalf doesn't have a lot of successes. I expected on average to have to spend 2 inspiration here anyway. So I think it's fine. So, I mean, we might as well do Pierce and more hits. We could do Cleave as well if we want. Doesn't matter, why not? So we've killed this guy. And we'll gain 1 inspiration back. So just... Nice. And before I end my turn with Gandalf up there, he's got 1 more point of movement actually. So the question is, do I want to stay there or go somewhere else? I don't really see the only reason to move would be to go in here and attack the ruffian next turn. I don't know if I see... Oh, actually, then I could use the Tome of Battle. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? And we can use Nosy. We might as well use it on Gandalf. It's a gamble either way. Bing! Nope, it was guidance. We didn't get it. Never mind. Alright. Well, that's that resolved. It's time for the Shadow Phase. 1 ruffian versus our heroes. Dun, 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 dun. He attacks Balin! Pwah! The ruffian brandishes a jagged knife. The blade, although rusted in places, looks very sharp. Spirit negates. If you suffer damage from this attack, gain a weakness and shuffle it into your deck. That sucks. I don't want that. Pretty sure Balin can tank this. For a start, he's got Unyielding Spirit prepared. He's also got 4 cards because he has 4 spirits. So I think he's going to be fine. Let's go and take a look in here. I mean, we automatically block 1 anyway because it's both face down. Normally it wouldn't be, of course. Like I said, this is face down because of the mist. So we automatically block 1. So 1 success does it. There it is, 1 success. So we've just about managed it. So fortunately, we do not get a weakness into our deck. That's fine. How many enemies across the river? None! Complete successful blocking of their power. So far, you have managed to keep the spiders at bay. You have earned a momentary respite from battle. Take more careful note of your surroundings. With the battle raging, you think you could turn the terrain to your advantage. This terrain has the bush has become a unique bush. The shadow deepens, though hope yet endures. I don't like how it says that before the bad thing shows up. Uh-oh, here comes something bad. The beasts swarm over the ground around you, leaving sticky webs behind. Each hero suffers 1 face-down damage. They move each enemy group 2 spaces toward them. Toward Ian. Each hero suffers 1 face-down damage, then move each enemy group 2 spaces towards Ian. Enemy movement stops after they move through the stream. Oh, interesting. So if there were any left, they would actually advance at this point. I'm sure someone else is going to show up, though. So, I guess the ruffian just crosses here and then stops. That's fine. I'll throw a... Balin will throw an axe into the back of his head. It'll be fine. Blam! But you don't see any blood, because it's PG-13. I want to find out what the unique properties of the bush are. Another ruffian has arrived. Oh no, not another one. Actually, Balin can't kill that ruffian. This kind of sucks. Someone's going to have to go back there and kill him. What a pain in my ass. Although, do you know what? That's 1 of 4... That's dangerous thinking. Dun, 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 dun. The ruffian breaks through the blockade. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, this ruffian has a banner, because of course he does. He gets a little flag there to show that he's better than your average ruffian. And another ruffian shows up in the space I'm in. What is it with the ruffians? I thought this was supposed to be a spider army. Who are these people? The spider enthusiasts. An army of spider enthusiasts has shown up. They're helping the spiders to get across the river. Stop them! And that's it. Like two dudes showed up. Each hero resets their deck and then scouts 2. Fine. It's a-okay. I can defeat 3 ruffians. We are going to get another event at the end of this turn, though, so if I could clear up all of these mobs this turn, that would be great. The problem with Balin is that he can't kill a ruffian in 1 round of combat. Because he can't... Well, actually, he could, with 3 successes. But he's not going to get 3 successes here in the forest. You know, he's got only 3... I mean, if I had Undying Might still prepared, I might be able to get 2 successes in a single hand. But I only get 3 cards, so it's just really unlikely to happen. So, Gandalf will trigger the Tome of Battle. I don't see why not. It's going to help me. I get to draw 4 cards now to choose one from, and also I gain an inspiration because there's an enemy in my space. Spiders? Why does it always have to be spiders? These are... Yeah, the ruffians are an army of spider enthusiasts, obviously. Why else would they be here helping the Spider Queen to take over the Elflands? It just doesn't make any sense otherwise. I think the goblins are also spider enthusiasts. They probably have an interspecies spider club with the ruffians, and they've come to support the spiders in their efforts to... I mean, it's actually a spider conservation project, because the giant spiders are an important part of the Great Greenwood's ecology. They're a huge part of the ecology of the Greenwood, and the necromancer's wiping the spiders out, and without them, the biome will disintegrate. So really, they're trying to save the forest. So they're actually spider enthusiast ecologists who are here as part of a spider protection program because the spiders are being wiped out by the necromancer. So really, we've just kind of... This whole thing is just an awful misunderstanding. And if we could just sort of make space for the spiders to exist, then we could probably actually help preserve the forest. But unfortunately, we went to Blades before we talked, and now this is happening. Ooh! I wish this is... Ooh, Grey Pilgrim is a good one. Time of Need is also good. So we've got 2 copies of Guidance. We've got Grey Pilgrim. Once per round, when you scout, you may reveal an additional card. It's still got Guard 2 on it. I mean, Grey Pilgrim's a good one to just kind of prepare now and leave prepared forever. We've also got Time of Need, which is a good one. I think we should put the Grey Pilgrim down here, put the 2 successes on top, and the Time of Need on the bottom. Or I could put the Time of Need on top with the 2 successes and then use it to trigger my Nosy. Yes, I like that. Let's do that. Okay. Balin. I need to somehow kill this guy that got across the river. I just don't have any ranged weapons. I do. Balin has a ranged weapon. But... Oh. But it's not going to do enough damage to kill this guy. Unless I can somehow get a smite card. Ooh, can I have a smite card, please? That would be lovely. Eddie, so far you've just missed me murdering these environmental spider protectors. They're just trying to save the spiders, man. And I'm here to ruin their day. It's not my fault that things got turned violent. It's the elf's fault. It's Ian's fault. Alright, here we go. 1, 2. Show me something with smite so I can kill this guy who ran across the river. Nope. Oh wait, at the start of your turn you may remove this skill from the adventure to place your hero in a space with a search token and interact with it immediately without provoking attacks. Okay, that's cool, because we could actually use this to literally warp across the river, so we should prepare that. We'll put the other success back on top, and I guess we're going to have to throw 2 axes at this guy, which is just kind of a bummer, because it means that we're not going to be able to kill all 3 of these people. But I think it's preferable to throw a bunch of axes at this guy, and kill that guy, and leave this one, because that one's on the wrong side of the river, the bad side that we don't like. So, with that in mind, I guess let's begin with Balin. Right? I think... This is going to be tough, because none of my characters can spend inspiration in this stupid mist, which I hate. Let's find out what's the unique attribute of the bush. I must know. What is it? This bush still has some ripened berries nestled in its branches. You might be able to use them for medicine, but they might instead be the poisonous variety. The hero can interact with the bush to test wisdom. This does not provoke attacks. After you end your turn in a space containing a bush, you may test... Oh yeah, and then that's the regular one. Well, I'm good at wisdom. Both my characters are pretty good at wisdom. Gandalf's particularly good at wisdom. So maybe we can go and eat the berries in the bush? That makes me believe that something's going to come along with some kind of poison mechanic. I don't know. But also, I just love the idea, because this doesn't provoke attacks, I can do it while in combat. So like the, you know, the very angry looking Environmental Protection Agency trying to save the spiders comes dashing at me with a dagger and a club, and Gandalf's just like bent over in the bush like, oh, dum, 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 ting, ching, ching, oh, berries. Like, leave me alone. I'm hungry. Or possibly poisoned. I don't know. Okay, who's going first? What's my plan here? I can't cross that river. Oh, let's just do Balin and get it out of the way. I think it's going to be terrible. Not excited about this fight. Alright, here we go. So we spend 1 of these inspiration tokens to make the axe ranged. And then we draw 3 cards. If I'm going to kill this guy, I need 1 attack to have at least 1 success, and 1 attack to have 2 successes. Eddie! Come on, come on, come on. Talk 2 successes, please. 1 success. Okay. Oh, I don't like my chances here. So that's 2 hits on the ruffian. This guy. The one with no bounty. Nope. And then... do we just go again? I guess so. Damn it, I really wish I got something with... prepared with stuff on it. Oh, please, 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 2 successes. It's so unlikely. Please, 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 please. Damn it! That's 1. Damn it. So, this guy gets away with 1 health remaining. No, he can't attack. I wonder what he's gonna do. Do you think he'd walk back over the stream? Like, how do I resolve this later in the app? I don't know. In any case, that's Balin's 2 actions. You failed, Balin! But it's okay, I knew it was hard for you, buddy. You're not really... You're throwing axes out of the mist. I get it, it's tricky. So now Gandalf's gonna hit the other guy. Hopefully we're gonna... well, the first thing Gandalf is actually gonna do is use his nosy to check the top card of his deck, which we know has inspiration on it, so we get 1 more. That's 5, we're now maxed out. So we're gonna hit this guy, and we need 3 successes to do... Ooh, can I attack with... We need 3 successes here to kill him, But I could always use greater power to finish him off, which might be tempting to do because I don't really... I'd like to save another action. I don't know what I'm going to do with my other action once I've killed this guy, but I'll probably just walk in here, stand next to this guy, so that I can maybe use my Tome of Battle next time, but more importantly, so that I'm not in the space of the mist anymore, because Gandalf's going to be super useless in here. Dun 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 dun. Bah! 2 successes! With 2 successes, I can do 4 damage, which is 1 less than the 5 I need. Curses! So I guess I'm going to spend greater power here as well to finish this guy off. It seems like a waste of greater power, but if I don't, he's going to hit me back, and then I'll have to stay here and try and hit him again, and then I'll still be in the mist next turn, and this guy's going to walk into the mist, and I'll have to fight him in the mist. I just can't be bothered with it. Forget it. No way. This guy's dead now. So with 3 successes, I can do 6 damage and pierce. Oh, I did 5. I don't know why I did 5. Never mind. Yes. I will give the inspiration to Balin because he's only got 1 left, and also I'm maxed out on inspiration. Cool. And then Gandalf's got 1 action left, and I guess I'll just move into here. Fight this guy next turn. Or whatever, whenever. At least he won't leave now. Or go any closer to the river, I suppose. Right, we're done! Time for another shadow phase. Okay, so this is interesting because I think that I should tell the game that this guy crossed the stream, because he actually crossed the stream last turn as part of that event that moved all enemies towards Ian, but it didn't give me an opportunity to say that he crossed the stream then. But he's obviously not going to move back across the stream, because that's just going to end his activation, and also he wouldn't want to be there. I mean, following the theme of the game, right? So let's say he's crossed the stream. Yeah, so he's just... Well, that's the end of his activation. I don't know what they're supposed to do when they cross the stream, because obviously, like, I'm not there, right? But he had this bonus move at the end of... due to the... You guys are watching, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if he's supposed to move in here and attack the elves or something, but this was the earliest opportunity I had to tell the game that he crossed the stream. The other guy attacks Gandalf. That's fine. Your foe gives you a sniff of disdain before unsheathing a gleaming longsword. That's fine. I have 4 spirit. I can take it. I'm Gandalf, not Bob. 1, 2, 3, 4. I also have unyielding spirit prepared. I might actually get rid... No, I don't need any more inspiration. So much inspiration. Blam! Well, there's 1. I'll give up an inspiration, I guess. Or do I give up unyielding spirit? Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll give up unyielding spirit, and then we can scout 2 cards. We can scout 1 because of our ability. We gain an inspiration, which we can't take. But we can scout 1 card plus 1 for Grey Pilgrim. So that's good. And we prevent all of the damage. You did nothing. Alright, what do we got here? Clever Wit and Undying Might. Oh, let's prepare Clever Wit, because I'm so bad at it, and the game... Oh, although Undying Might... No, I don't use Might for... Oh. I'm also bad at Might. It's toss up. I've decided to do Clever Wit. I'm putting Might on the bottom. You never know when you're going to be called upon to be witty. How many enemy groups are across the river? 1 at the moment. So far, you've been able to keep the enemy at bay. The battle rages on around you on both sides of the river. Choose one hero to gain an inspiration. It's Balin! I hate that it says hope yet endures, and then it's like, no, surprise, badness is gonna happen. Your foes seem intent on only breaking through the elves' protective wards, ignoring every lethal force. Each hero suffers a wound and a fear, which might negates. Should have prepared might. Oops. Then move each enemy group 2 spaces towards Ian. Enemy movement stops after them. Yeah, this is what happened last time. Okay. God damn it. So, I guess this guy moves into here. And then this guy goes 1, 2 and stops there. Actually, from here he could move into either of these spaces, couldn't he? So I'm going to put him in here. Because it's my choice, I think. Well, Gandalf, don't you look like a silly moron now. All over there, all on your own. Whatever. Right, and then we have to do mic checks. We'll do... 1, 2, 3... For Balin, because it's might. I need to double check the wording for mist here. If you would suffer wounds while in the space with mist, it's suffered face down. Okay, so the wound is face down. So I can block the wood with greenwood garb because it's face down, because of the mist. It seems peculiar that it would block all face down damage. I was sure it was going to say if you were suffering damage as the result of an attack, but it doesn't say that, so I'll take what I can get. So all I need is 1 success here, please. Hey, we did it. So nothing, no damage for Balin. Gandalf, you're terrible. You get 2, but at least you can spend inspiration to help block this damage. All right, here we go. Blam. Well, looks like we're spending a couple of inspiration. Are we? Or I could take a damage. I do have a lot of hit points. No, it's fine. One elite orc hunter has arrived. His name is... Jeff, the elite orc hunter. And he's known throughout the lands as being a friend to the spiders. Wow, another elite orc hunter in Balin's space, no less. Cha! There is too many elite orc people. This one has this. The spider's banner. He's come. He's come to avenge his spider friends from before. With their banner. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Cool. We're going to get more stuff next turn. Okay, here's my plan. I have a plan. But first I have to scout 2. Right, so Gandalf's not actually in a space with enemies anymore, so I guess I'm not using the Tome of Battle. Dun dun. But I still get to scout 3 because of the Grey Pilgrim, which is a pretty good card. Let's face it, folks. It is pretty good. It is pretty good. Alright. That is... done. Where is it? Yep. Gandalf, what are you gonna do? Oh, come on. My butterfinger's dropping cards everywhere over here. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. These 3. 3 good cards to scout, please. We got, Hidden Plans, Unyielding, Spirit, and Ancient Wisdom. What's Hidden Plans? During your turn, you may discard this skill to scout 4 and prepare up to 3 additional cards. I mean, that's amazing. I could scout 5 and prepare 3 cards. But I kind of have 3 cards prepared already, and I don't hate the cards that I have prepared. And I like successes. So I think I'll prepare Unyielding Spirit, I guess. And then I'll put these two on top so I can use Nosy to check my deck and get another inspiration back. And it's Balin's turn. Balin, why does your deck feel so much lighter than Gandalf's? What are you missing? Does Gandalf just have more cards than you, or have I done a boo-boo? I made some mistake and shuffled some of your cards into Gandalf's deck like a dingbat. I haven't, have I? No, I don't think so. So what I've got here is the Truth Seeker, which is Balin's title. So he can actually just teleport to this space and interact with this token for free. Oh, actually, I think that I had this discussion before, and we decided he couldn't necessarily interact with this token without spending an action. So I'll probably skip that. But my plan is to teleport over here, then try to kill these two people. Basically, what I really need here is a card with... he just doesn't do enough damage, though. I really need a card here with... extra damage on it. That would be grand. Here we go. 1, 2 cards for you to scout. Alright, what we got here? Treasures Untold and Loyal Friend. When you attack, if there's a search or threat token in the enemy space, add 4 hits and pierce. Well, that's great. So I guess we'll discard Kinship, because we're moving away from Gandalf. And we shall put down Treasures Untold, and we'll put Loyal Friend on top of the deck. Now, Gandalf needs to decide which of these two orcs he's going to kill, because he can't get them both. They're too far apart. And Balin's going to go after the Ruffian, using his special river crossing teleport ability. So, I feel like I should go kill the one in the mist, but I also feel like, because I'm Gandalf and I suck without inspiration, that's less likely to happen. I also think that orc might move one space towards me, which could be useful. Because I could move one into here, potentially kill this orc. I need to check their hit points. Potentially kill this orc and then move back into here. Well, then he wouldn't move, actually. So maybe I stay there, he moves in here, shoots me, and then next turn I can go in and kill him. How much health do these orcs have? Are they really bad? No, they're fine. Well, let's start with Balin, because Gandalf's plan's flexible. So Balin gives up Treasure Seeker, which says, at the start of your turn, you may remove this skill from the adventure to place your hero in a space with a search token and interact with it without provoking attacks. So I'm going to discard that from the adventure. I'm going to place my hero in a space with a search token. I'm not going to interact with it without provoking attacks because I want to use both my actions for attacking. If this is a free action that doesn't cost one of your 2 actions, I would absolutely interact with it. But, well, I didn't actually check it. I don't really know what it does. What does it do? The mist from the river rapids makes your clothing heavy and cold, but it gives you an idea. You could use the limited visibility to attack unseen, or even slip away from the enemy. Attack unseen. Slip away. Ooh, I'm sure that if I attack unseen, it will just make me hidden. And this will probably allow me to move without provoking attacks. As much as I would love to become hidden, I will then be short in action. And what I really want to do this turn is kill both of these people. Of course, I'm still in the mist, so I can't use my inspiration, but let's see. We're going to do a might attack against this guy. So that's 3 cards. And because I've got Treasures Untold, really all I need to kill this guy is 1 success. Touch wood. Yeah, there it is, loyal friend. Okay, cool. So, that's 2 hits. We give up Treasures Untold, which we can do because we're in a space with a search token. And that adds 4 hits with Pierce. So that's a total of 6 hits with Pierce. Which Moid is this guy? Confirm. So he's dead, and we gain 1 inspiration, which of course we keep because Gandalf's too far away to give it to. And then as the second action, I'm going to throw an axe at this guy. So I'll spend an inspiration to throw an axe. Again, I need a success here because I'm still in the mist. And I don't have any movement to get out of the mist, otherwise I 100% would, because it sucks if you're not being attacked. But please show me 1 success. Please, 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 please. Oh, come on! That's all of them! Well, I guess I won't... hopefully Balin won't have to draw any more cards this game. This round. That's so unlikely. I think I said earlier, without Undying Might prepared, there's no way I'm going to get 3 successes. The game is literally just trolling me and trying to prove me wrong. Such overkill. The Euro gamer in me is upset. But the adventure gamer in me is just pleased that we killed that guy. Because obviously that's the 2 on this side of the river gone, which is hugely important. I can't even take this inspiration? Yes, I can, because I spent 1 to check that axe. Cool. Okay, so Gandalf just needs to kill an orc. So I think Gandalf goes to kill the orc at the back, just because his chances of killing the orc at the back are better than killing this orc. And if this orc runs across the river, at least get Balin's over there now to give him a run for his money, right? So I think Gandalf just heads in here. That's 1 action, move. And then action number 2 is just attack. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So, here we go. Oh! Before I attack and reveal this hand of cards, I use Nosy to check the top of my deck. There it is. Elf Friend. 1 inspiration, please. Did I put that there? I thought I put something else there. Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Blam! So we got 1 success. Now the orc has got... Which orc is it? It's this orc. He's got 5 hit points with the thing, so really, to kill him here, we need 3 successes. That's kind of a bummer. Let me think here. What can I do other than spend inspiration? Nothing! So we spent 2 inspiration. And the orc is killed. Wait, how can I not use Pierce? Hardened? What is this shit? You cannot apply Pierce or Sunder to this group. Ooh! Ooh! Cunning orcs or cunnings is orcs. But that's fine. Because actually, with 3 successes, I can just do 6 damage. And cleave? So, I mean, it's cunning, but it's not good enough because I'm still too powerful for him. So, yeah, because I got, I mean, even actually, yeah, with 3 successes, which is the minimum I need to kill him anyway, I could just do 6 hits. Or 6 hits with cleave, or 6 hits with a pierce that I cannot apply. But we want to kill this guy in a one-off anyway, because otherwise he's going to attack us back, which we don't like because he's an elite. Yay, so we'll gain 1 inspiration back. This one's lost. These are done. And the orc is dead. We've got 1 more point of movement. Like I said, I don't think there's any point in Gandalf moving, because I just go in here so that the orc could shoot me from the mist, which doesn't actually affect the orc, I don't think. Mist. When you attack an enemy, if you would suffer... Yeah, it does. The orcs shooting out of the mist is irrelevant, unfortunately. Elevation. When a figure is in a space with elevation, their ranged attack... figures in a space with elevation are in range only if the attacker is in a space with elevation. So actually, does this mean that because Gandalf's in the space with elevation, the orc can't hit him? Is Gandalf a figure? So it might actually be worth moving into that space if it means the orc can't attack me. Then he'd be forced to move here or here, which I'm much happier about. Actually, no, he'd be forced to come in here and attack me, but he can't because he's ranged. That would mean it would be impossible for him to attack me. So I guess he'd bugger off across the river to attack Balin, which he might do anyway. Particularly if Balin's closer. He might just cross the river anyway. But I'm thinking if I move into the center, the enemies haven't spawned there yet. So I'm probably going to have to move next turn anyway if I move into the center. Whereas if I stay here, I might be able to attack an enemy before moving. Oh, this is tough. I'm tempted to move back over here, actually, because lots of enemies have spawned there. And there's a boulder for me to hide behind in case I get attacked. Yeah, let's hide behind the boulder. Let's do it. That seems reasonable to me. So I guess it's Shadow Phase now. Move 1, attack Gandalf or closest hero. Right, well he's not going to move 1, because if he did, he couldn't attack Gandalf, right? Because Gandalf's right there behind him, so... I mean, he could move 1 onto the elevation, but the enemies just don't have that kind of AI. They don't move around unless they have to. Yeah, so because he's targeting Gandalf, he doesn't move. So he just attacks. A hunter knocks an arrow and takes aim at you. His fangs glisten with murderous intent. Might negates. Oof. Well, that's okay, because I can get lots of free inspiration from this. No, I can't. I can get 1 free inspiration from them. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Might negates. Oh, no. 1, 2. Oh, I might be in trouble. Oh, I do have Great Pilgrim now. Alright, so we've actually got the potential to negate 3 things here. So I think that we'll just do that. So we get 1 free trigger on Uncanny because of the boulder. We're hiding behind the boulder. We get another one from this inspiration. And then I think we just take the hit. I could give up Great Pilgrim, but it's quite useful, and it's got Guard 2 on it. And so I don't really want to give it up to Guard 1. So here's a... Fingers crossed that this is not a bad damage card. Let's find out. Nope. It's weariness. It's nothing. Just flip it face down. Cool. Good job, Gandalf. That was pretty clutch. That was worse than I thought it would be. Given that you only draw 2 cards. How many groups are on the same side as the elf? 0! El Zilcho. None have made it across because I killed the 2 that tried. So there. So far you've been able to keep the spiders at bay. There's not been that many. There was 2 spiders. Mostly I've been keeping the spider enthusiasts and the orcs at bay. In the midst of battle, you see an old fat spider emerge from the mists. Even the spider's allies shy away from its swaying bulk. Place 1 giant spider as indicated. This is the spider champion. I have a feeling like this isn't the final mission. I really thought this was the final mission, but I would have thought that like the final boss would be more than just spider champion. Particularly because I have this really cool spider figure over here that we haven't used yet. There's a bit of metagaming for you. After pushing the spiders back again and again, you finally feel like their forces are thinning. 1 more big push should force them to leave this place and earn the elves some peace. Final objective: defeat the spider champion. With the battle raging, you think you could turn the terrain to your advantage. This terrain has a unique use. The hope yet endures. Threat increases by 4. Uh-oh. What? The enemy has caught Balin unaware. What enemy? Suffer 3 wounds, which agility negates. Get Ben. Then move each enemy group 2 spaces towards Ian. Enemies stop after they move through a stream. Well, I'm definitely not putting them in the mist, right? So this mechanic is a bit weird because it's not used normally in the game. So I guess I'm just going to move this guy in here, where he stops. Do I want to? I don't want to fight them in the mist because it's too hard to hit them. And this guy's going to go 1, 2, and also stop in there. I guess. The Spider Champion. And then I guess next turn we just like... Gandalf's going to waste his turn. And Balin's just going to have to do his best, I suppose. But for now, Balin's going to suffer some damage unless I can do something about it. So, agility negates. Well, I only have, unfortunately, got agility 2. So, here we go. So I'm going to be taking 1 damage at least. Although, it's all face down because I'm in the forest. So I can actually block one with Greenwood Garb. I'm in but then I can't spend any of these guys. So let's see what happens. Blam! Alright, so we're taking 2 damage face down, but I can flip the reinforced shield to block 1 more of it, and also prepare a card from my discard pile with guard on it, which I think is advisable if I've got one, which I do. I actually have 2. The other one is Glory, which is actually maybe preferable. And so as long as Glory's prepared, if I suffer wounds or fear, I gain an inspiration and scout 1. And then I also have strike 2 and guard 1 on it. So let's prepare Glory, because I keep needing strike anyway. Plus, now I'm about to suffer a wound. So I'm going to suffer a wound with Balin. What? Face down, because I'm in the mist. And then I can trigger Glory to gain an inspiration and scout 1. And also my ability, once per round after you suffer wounds, you may prepare 1 skill from your discard pile. So I can even prepare another skill. So joke's on you. I actually have full inspiration. I don't even need this. I'm actually just scouting 1. So really here I'm just optimizing because I can also prepare one of these. What's this? Sudden sight. Sprint 1. If you're in I don't care about that. Put it back on top. It doesn't matter. I'm going to prepare 1 from here. What? I think I probably want... I mean, Treasures Untold would be great if they were in this space. I could have moved them into this space, but I chose not to, and that's fine. I think probably... I mean, Misty Mountains Cold is great if this battle's going to go on a long time. But I'm also tempted to do Kinship or Undying Might. It depends really how long it... Stupid Gandalf in the stupid river. He's not coming for a while. So maybe there's something else with guard 2 on it. Just to help me survive against these enemies. Because I can't stun them. Gandalf does stun. Misty Mountains Cold is great if the battle's going on a long time. But Undying Might would help me do an extra damage, which could end the battle quicker. Kinship's only useful when Gandalf shows up, so it's maybe it's between these other 2. Or Loyal Friend, which has a guard 2 on it, which could be really clutch. I wish I could check the stats on that spider, but I'm literally not allowed to click on it until I get rid of this dialog box. Damn it. So, when in doubt, let's prepare Undying Might, because it'll help me do a more powerful attack. And also, that could save inspiration, you know. Alright, cool. Right. Back to this. Oh no, 2 more pit goblins. Oh no. Not the pit goblins showing up to do weird badness. I mean, Gandalf could kill those, I suppose, but I just don't really want to... This guy's the objective. Kill him to win. That's it. That's all we need to do. Uh-oh. 3 more pit goblins? What is this, Goblin Party? But, that good one, Mike. That was a funny joke. That's why you're popular on the internet. Am I out of pick goblins? No, there's loads. But also, where did all these goblins come from? Why do they all use different banners? Why can't they all use the same banner? Which banner is that? The elites? Oh, they're elites. Ooh, that's bad. That's actually not good at all. That's really scary goblins. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna need an actual plan here because this is turning into come here. That's kind of a mess over there. Gandalf could potentially. Also, didn't I say like the enemies typically spawn over here? The game just did that because it knew I was here. It couldn't have known I was there because I didn't tell it, but it somehow knew, using its nefarious evil. Yeah, elves have been slacking badly. Just all these random... Oh god, what's that? One orc hunter is... The orc hunter's back. Okay, if this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous amount of enemies. This is very bad. Of enemies. Okay, I have a turn and a half to try and kill as much as possible. And we reset our Dex and Scout 2, which I'm going to do in... God, I'm going to do that now, I guess. Okay, I can Scout 3 with Gandalf. He's still not in a space with an enemy, so I can't use the Tome of Battle. It's a bummer. Oh, Balin, maybe you can use Glory and Undying Might to one-shot my enemy, the Spider Champion. I'm tempted to just run Gandalf over to the Spider Champion to kill it. My concern is that if I do that, because he could just walk through the middle, right? And go 1, 2, 3, and then he's right next to it without provoking any attacks. My concern with doing that is there's now 2 mobs on that side of the river and 3 more mobs over here. So if Gandalf walks in here and kills all of these guys first, then there's no way to get enough mobs on this side of the river that I lose that way. But it does kind of feel like taking my eyes off the prize. Also, if I kill both of these guys, well, actually, if I kill the spider, I win the game anyway. You know? But if I kill that orc, then all... But if... The thing is, if that... Well, I have a turn and a half. I have a turn and... So at the end of... Yeah, so I have 2 turns. I have 2 turns, because there's no such thing as a turn and a half. At the end of the next turn, there'll be another threat event. So the enemies aren't going to move across the river until then. But only so long as they can get into range of someone to attack. So this guy's not going to move. They're going to move in there and attack. So I don't see them causing problems that way. I'm actually going to trigger Gandalf's combo by discarding one of these cards this round, which is really interesting because I've never actually done that for having 4 prepared cards before. 3 cards we are triggering 3. Okay, cool. So we've got 3 good cards here. So I think we should prepare Flame Imperishable. As much as I like Uncanny, I think it's probably a bit too late for that. And we're running low on inspiration. So let's discard Unyielding Spirit and prepare Flame Imperishable, which just gives us an inspiration. It can also be discarded to use as an inspiration. I'm going to put Uncanny back on top and Luckwearer on the... no, wait. What am I going to do? Ooh, actually, which of these do I want prepared? After you deplete a skill with... After you deplete an item... I'm not going to deplete an item. So let's prepare Uncanny as well. So we'll put Uncanny on top and Luckwearer on the bottom. And now that I've discarded a card with the inspiration symbol on it, I trigger once per round. After you discard a prepared symbol with the inspiration symbol, gain an inspiration. Neat. And Scout 1, it becomes Scout 2 because of Grey Pilgrim. So now I'm going to Scout 2, and I'm going to get Uncanny as well. If I want to, I've still... So what have we got here? Fast Talking. When you interact with a person token and test... Oh, it's got Strike 2 on it. Let's prepare Fast Talking. So we'll put Uncanny back to trigger Nosy. We'll discard Clever Wit to prepare Fast Talking. Nice. We're pretty juiced up to go and do a big hit. Which feels good. Balin's already got 4 cards prepared that I'm keen on, although I'd be happy to give up Unyielding Spirit for something because he's got 4 Spirit and I'm just not using that test in this game. You know? But he's basically going to run in there and try and one-shot that spider, I think. That's his jam. I'd be tempted to kill the orc, but really I think I should just be attacking the spider. We need to check its stats. I'll check its stats in a minute. I just can't check them right now, and then we'll have a better idea about how this might go. But in the meantime, let's scout too. Let's see what we get. I'd be also willing to give up the Raven Companion, but I just think I'm not really using any other spirit. What we got? Okay, we got Intrepid. Intrepid's pretty good, and off course. Yeah, I mean we can bottom deck off course. And prepare Intrepid, I think, and just discard Unyielding Spirit. Because this will enable us to get another inspiration, so if we kill someone, we'll gain 2. Of course, if we're just attacking the spider, you know what I'm saying. Anyway. Let's press on and see what this spider's stats are like. I'm hoping for easy to kill, ideally low hit points. Oh, no! Each enemy, so it's huge, so it has extra health. It's a veteran, so it gets extra health. Its wounds, its damage is increased, and its damage is increased again. So it does shitloads of damage, and it's got a ton of health. Well, we could just throw axes at it from here, I'm just saying. I mean, that's pretty tempting, actually. The thing is, my concern with throwing axes out of the smoke is, of course, that I can't use inspiration, so I should probably move first. Although I do have an advantage in the smoke, the mist, because they can't deal face-up wounds. If I move, I only get 1 attack, which I hate. Oh, my shield is back as well, which is good. Do you know what I think as well, actually? Just for the sake of safety, I'll probably eat one of these rations at the beginning of the rally phase to get rid of these 2 damage cards. I've got so many of the rations left. There's so many attacks coming in. I can't kill that spider this turn. What are the wounds like on these like in here? So, I mean, these guys are... What's Bloodthirsty? When this group attacks, its damage is increased. And what about... And this guy's just a regular guy. So these don't actually have any extra hit points. They're just elites. Which is kind of fine. So, I mean, Gandalf could probably wipe out this mob pretty easily. In his current state. I don't know if that's a waste of time, because if I go in there to wipe out that mob, next turn I can't attack the spider. But the thing is, I'm not going to kill... Oh, this is really, really tricky, because I'm not going to be able to kill... Oh, look at that orc. Jesus. What's his deal? 7 hit points, a sorcery, and armor? Why? Why is he here? What's his deal? What about the other orc one then? He's this guy. What's his deal? He's just he's still large and bloodthirsty. Thing is, if Gandalf doesn't cross... Here's the dilemma. If Gandalf doesn't cross the river this turn, he won't be able to attack anything on the other side of the river next turn either. But if he crosses the river this turn, we're going to be taking a ton of incoming damage from all of these enemies. And... do I think one good attack from Gandalf and one reasonably good attack from Balin could kill this giant spider? Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard. I'm more concerned about all of its archer friends. But I also think that Balin... I mean, I've only got 2 more turns? Yes, I've got 2 more turns. Okay, this is how it's got to be. I think Balin moves in here and attacks the spider with range. And Gandalf just crosses the river here. That's it. Then we try to survive the shadow phase. And so long as we survive the shadow phase, we should be able to wipe out this guy next turn. If he comes in here, that's great. Even if he stays there, we can move in and kill him. I think we have enough damage lined up. I think. Alright. Yep. That's it. Here we go. Alright, so Gandalf's turn is literally just that. Turns over. If there's not going to be a threat encounter this round, at the end of this shadow phase, so in that sense, the enemies won't run across the river. They'll probably just stop and shoot at me. Which is kind of fine. Gandalf at least, if they shoot at Gandalf, at least he's not taking any face-up damage. So Gandalf moves in here. Balin moves 1 over there to... Well, Gandalf should check the top of someone's deck. I guess he'll look at his... Hey, it was uncanny. I think I put that there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 5 inspiration. That's pretty good. But we're in the mist, so we can't spend it, and that sucks. The thing is, I can't get into here. I would have preferred to put Gandalf here, but then I'd have to evade this guy's attack. I don't really want to trigger an extra attack from him. Unless I do... Thing is, if I provoke an attack, he'll still get another attack. No, I think in the interest of trying to survive the shadow phase, it's better to be over here. Okay, and then Balin does his ranged attack, discards an inspiration, and we attack the spider up. Alright, so we're going to do Might 3 attacks. I mean, I might as well, I think, spend... I might as well not spend Glory here, actually, because I can use it next turn. Although it's got Guard 1 on it, so I could theoretically spend it for Strike 2 now. Then if I use the Shield in the Shadow phase, I could actually prepare Glory again. Which would be a pretty cool combo. Actually, now that I think about it. Should probably do that. Alright, here we go. Hopefully we can sunder the spider's armor and also deal a bunch of damage to it. Alright, cool. So we've got 1 success there. And 2 opportunities for more. So if I spend 2 more inspiration, that's 6 hits with Sunder. Man, I could put it up to 8 hits with Sunder. That would leave him on 4 health. Yes, I did just talk about doing that. So what we'll do is we'll put that up to 3 hits. So we trigger 6 hits with Sunder on the enemy from Wanderer's Hatchet. And then we'll also give up Glory to add Strike 2, so that's 2 more hits. Six, 7, 8 with Strike 2. No, he can't attack. Alright, nice. And that's it. So here comes the shadow phase that I need to survive now. Ooh, okay. Here we go to the shadow phase. Exactly. The orc is part of the Green Party. He's an environmentalist. He is a hippie and wants to protect the spider and trip on berries and shrooms. Exactly. You're the real villains in this. So this is the Orc Hunter on Ian's side of the stream. It just says attack Balin or closest hero. So he attacks Balin because they're equidistant. An orc's power is glistening with viscous liquid. If you suffer from this attack, discard Determined. I don't have it. You cannot gain 1 weakness and shuffle it into your deck. Right, well, I don't know if I'll suffer wounds from this attack. I probably will, but let's find out. So it's wisdom we're checking here. We get 1, 2, 3 wisdom. Blam! Alright, so we've got 1 success and then a bunch of opportunities. We've only got 1 inspiration, but we might as well spend it. We spend 1 inspiration. That's blocked 2 damage. So I can flip the reinforced shield to prevent... So this is actually not yet happening. So this is face-up damage. So I can't prevent the fear and the wound. So I think we take the fear because I need to use the shield to prepare glory again. So, and we take the damage in the order it's presented on the screen as well. So I can discard these 3 anyway, and that. And now I'm going to take 1 wound and 1 fear. I'm going to flip the shield, which says when you would suffer wounds, you may prevent 1 wound and prepare a card with guard from your discard pile. So we prepare glory and prevent the damage, and now we suffer 1 wound. We can't use Balin's ability though because we didn't actually suffer any wounds in the end. We prevented it. Fear. So this is face up. Hopefully it's not too bad. We can get rid of it with our Hobbit snacks. It's glue. We're fine. Okay, so that's nothing. It just goes face down. Phew. We didn't suffer any wounds from the attack either, so we don't have to take a weakness card, which is always a good thing. Alright, so now this is the spider. Move 3, attack Gandalf or closest hero. Oh no, so it's actually going to go attack Gandalf. That's kind of a bummer. It's not the end of the world, but it's not great, if I'm being totally honest. Because it's going to move into the mist, which means I now can't spend my inspiration to fight it next turn. But there was no way around this, I don't think. So it comes in here to attack Gandalf. Spider has dripping fangs that strike as quick as lightning. Agility negates. I'm terrible at agility. This is going to hurt. So 1, 2 agility. Oh, yeah. There we go. So we got 1 success and uncanny. Oh yeah, I forgot to put uncanny in there. So this might actually work out to be okay. So we've got... So the wounds are all face down. So it's 4 face down wounds. So we can prevent 1 automatically with the Ranger Cloak. Which you guys can't see because of the screen, but we can prevent 1 automatically with the Ranger Cloak. This mist is actually turning out to be pretty useful. So we're preventing 1 of those. We've also got, before you suffer damage, you may spend an inspiration to prevent 1. So actually, if we block... I mean, here's the funny thing, right? Oops, that's not what I meant to press. What did I meant to press? This one. So the funny thing here is that actually, we're going to wind up spending like all of our inspiration, but it's really not that bad because we're in the mist anyway, and now the spider's in the mist too, so we might as well spend... Oh, we can't spend any inspiration. We're in the mist. We cannot spend inspiration to convert these symbols. That's a bummer. But we can still spend an inspiration to trigger the Ranger's Cloak, because that's not converting a symbol. So, we've got 1 success here. We block 1 face-down wound here. And we block 1 fear as well with the cloak. So, we're going to take wounds. So, we blocked a fear. We blocked 2 wounds. So, we're going to take 2 wounds. That's okay. I think we can handle that. There we go. 2 wounds. They're face down because of the mist. Alright. Right. Well, that's 2 down, 3 to go. So this orc guy here is going to move 1 to attack Balin. So he actually crosses the stream, which is bad for us. Because he's not... Well, actually, move 1, attack Balin or closest hero. So maybe he just attacks Gandalf? Right? He doesn't move if he's in range of Gandalf, I think. So, yes, actually, I think he just attacks. I'm 99% sure that's... This could be super clutch, so I'm just going to check real quick. But I'm pretty sure ranged enemies do not actually move if they can already attack. I mean, that's... Sure, I just want to check in case it's super clutch. I don't want to win by cheating, and I don't want to lose by being an idiot either. Why is it not here in the to play? It was really obvious. Enemy activation, yeah. If the enemy is in range, it is in a hero's space, or if its adjacent space has ranged... Yeah. An enemy is in range if it's in the hero's space, or an adjacent space and has the ranged icon. If the enemy group cannot get in range of its target, but it can get in range of another hero, the closer hero becomes the new target. If multiple heroes satisfy this condition, the heroes choose which one becomes the new target. Okay, this is kind of ambiguous, because if he... So he could move to get Balin in range, but if he does move to get Balin in range, then he doesn't actually get to attack because he crosses the stream, right? So it's like he can cross the stream into this space or this space, and then he won't get to attack, but Balin will be in range. Or he can stay there and shoot Gandalf, but that's not what it says. It says here that he will try to get Balin in range if he can. And it will only... It says here it will only choose a new target if it can't get into range. So I think actually he does cross the stream up here to get Balin in range. And also that kind of fits thematically with the theme of the scenario, because the theme of the scenario is attack the elves. As much as I hate that. But he crossed the stream. So these guys want to attack Gandalf. They're the elites. Which is fine. I guess they just move one space forward. I could also put them there, but I don't want to. I want to put them here. So might negates 4 damage. Uh-oh. I might actually be in trouble here because... that's 4 face down damage. Although I can block actually a fair amount of it. Let's hope we block some of it here. Nope, that's nothing because we can't spend our... this. But what we can do is block 1 with the Ranger Cloak and block another one, so we take 2, leaving us on 5. Which is extremely clutch. Because Gandalf will have to do a last stand on 6. So I'm not super happy about that. Let's hope this last enemy's behavior is... Okay, so they're going to move 2 to attack Balin or closest hero. Alright, I have to work this out. Eddie, the Ghostbusters crossed the streams too. Eddie says I should enlist with the help of the Ghostbusters to prevent crossing the streams, but we all know they famously said don't do it, and then they did it anyway. So let me think. If these guys move 2, they can't get Balin into range. Even if they move 1 and try to leverage this hill, they can't get Balin into range. What they can do is move 1 to here, or even just 1 to here, and get Gandalf in range. So I guess they do that. So fingers crossed they don't do a lot of damage, because Gandalf can't actually take any more damage, or he'll be doing a last stand, and I really don't want to do a last stand right now. Woof. I don't like this, but I think it's okay. I think I'll just wind up taking the fear, which is fine. so here we go. We're doing another might check, 2 cards, but I can block 2 damage anyway using the Ranger Cloak because it's all face down in the mist. Yeah, so that's nothing. But it's fine because they're only doing 2 damage, so I can block 1 face down damage with the Ranger Cloak automatically, and a second by spending an inspiration. So I just take the 1 fear. So hopefully this fear card does not take a wound. Bloom, it's nothing. Well, that was way closer than I'm comfortable with, honestly. But I think this is okay. Yeah. Woof. Okay. So, Gandalf's in a bad way. And I can't really do anything to help him right now because... Oh, I can definitely use the Tome of Battle, though, to reveal 4 cards and gain an inspiration. Not that this really matters, I don't think, because I can't really spend the inspiration. Oh, I forgot I had Grey Pilgrim. I could have guarded too. Ugh, what an idiot. Okay, never mind. This could still be fine. It might not matter. But yes, I should have used Grey Pilgrim to guard too. Perhaps I would have remembered if the last stand had actually come up, but it didn't. Fingers crossed I would have remembered. If I had last stand it, Gandalf had died, and then the adventure had ended, and I was sitting there with Grey Pilgrim here, I would have been extremely disappointed in myself, and you all would have very rightly been disappointed in me too. So I guess actually it wouldn't really have mattered if these guys crossed the stream anyway, because it didn't do a check for crossing the streams. So we avoided the big explosion, and we avoided the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I actually can't remember if the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was a result of crossing the streams or not. Anyway, Gandalf's scouting 5 cards, which is crazy. So let's see if we can find some clutch ability to help us kill this spider. But I'm feeling pretty good about this, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, we didn't get Wisdom, which is the one I wanted. I really wanted the Wisdom. I do have a bunch of useless cards and 2 successes though. So I'm just going to put the successes back on top, basically stacking this deck for a success, full attack, and then I'm going to bottom deck these 3. And Balin gets to scout 2. And I'm going to eat some more Hobbit food just because I'm hungry. I'm only getting rid of 1 card. It's a complete waste, but I just don't feel like... I feel like this is the turn where I either make it or die. So here's my plan. Balin's going to throw 2 axes. Oh, he doesn't have any inspiration. Oh, shit. Oh, the plan went from quite good to quite bad. Okay. Well, that's fine. I was planning to just stand here and throw axes at the spider, but... that's not going to happen. Oh no, I don't have to go. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. I'm so nervous. Alright, here we go. Scout 2. It's Shadow Sight and our failing. So success and also our weakness. I think this bodes well, actually. Put the success on top and the weakness on the bottom, obviously. And then I guess my plan was to throw an axe at the spider. Or actually just do that twice. But I forgot that Gandalf has all the inspiration and Balin doesn't have any. So I guess Balin's new move is to just charge in and attack the spider. And then if Balin fails... Balin's going first because the elite spider will get to attack back no matter what. But Balin can tank whatever attack comes his way. Whereas Gandalf can't take 1 more damage. So hopefully Balin kills the spider. If he doesn't, hopefully Gandalf kills it. Otherwise the spider will kill Gandalf probably. And then I'll have to do a last stand. I'll probably fail. But I think Balin can kill the spider. And if he can't, pretty sure Gandalf can do it. Feeling pretty good about it. He's only got 4 hit points left, and I've got strike, 2, and a success. In fact, I'm guaranteed to kill him. I can't fail this, he said, like a moron. So, yeah, Balin attacks with might. We get 3 cards. I mean, I wonder, maybe I should let Gandalf do it? No, that's foolish. Let's just let Balin. Already moved Balin in it. Alright, 2 successes. So that's straight up 4 hits with Sunder. The spider's just dead. Remove the giant spider. You or a nearby hero gain 1 inspiration. I'll take that because I don't have any. Hopefully I don't need it because it's over and I've won? Question mark? The old fat spider hisses and clicks, writhing under its wounds. You keep your allies back from its convulsions and sprayed venom, eventually watching it fall silent. In the aftermath, you see your foes retreating. The spiders flee before your might, disappearing quickly into the forest. The elves cheer as one. Hooray! Woo! Gandalf's alright, I guess. Lifting voices in song and merriment, almost before the last foe has vanished. As the elves disappear once more into the forest, Ian pulls you aside. We were victorious today, but we suffered losses. My people will need to tend to our wounded, and mourn the fallen. I think you will need to seek another way to further fight against the forces bent on our destruction. It's not over! It's not the end. The heroes win! Receive 4 experience points and lore increases by 4. After such a taxing battle, the spiders must be similarly depleted in their forces. You must press the advantage and ambush them in their own territory. Menace in Mirkwood, Chapter 8. Well, this could go on any further amount of time. Traveling through the tangle of Mirkwood, you stalk your spidery prey to their nest. Each night, you face ambushes and sabotage from your foes. Supplies go missing or befouled by venom. You will need to seek a safe place to recuperate if you are to assault the spiders where they are strongest. The next adventure will be a journey map. Items! Yes, my weapons have upgraded! And that's it. But that's exciting. Whoa! Just take a minute to appreciate. That was pretty tight. Like, that definitely got very dramatic at the end there. It was kind of weird, actually, because it's fairly easy right up until everybody showed up, and then it suddenly got really hard. I'm dead. But yeah, I mean, it was reasonably doable. I think. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't know how many chapters there are in this. I presume we're reaching the epic final battle, but I don't think it'll be the next chapter because that's a journey map, and the journey maps I don't think tend to be the finales. In my experience of reaching one finale one other time. So I guess we'll probably do at least 2 more of these, which would put us on chapter 10. Yeah, I think Hager's, though, I think it was probably actually. I think it actually, it was surprisingly close at the end there. It would have been hard if I hadn't gotten a good hit on that spider, or managed to pull off this glory combo with Balin and his shield. That final battle could have been much more difficult. But I also think that actually the characters have come together quite well. But like, it was getting super tough with all of the enemies that showed up at the end there. But I do think it was the right call to just go for the boss and ignore the others. I think if the boss had loads more hit points, Like, I don't know how tough the boss would have been to make prioritizing the boss unsustainable. I think that, but I think it was the right call. All praise to RNGesus. This is true. We thank RNGesus for his blessings this day. Shuffling of the deck came up in our favor. Amen. But yeah, that was all right. I'm feeling pretty good. We've won a few in a row now. The next one should be a total shit show. But I guess I'm really keen to finish off this adventure so that I can start one of the other ongoing games. So I'm kind of tempted to just sort of keep streaming this until it's done. I don't know. Are people still into it? Let me know if you're into this in the comments down below. I'll probably do at least one more, but that won't be the last one, I don't think. That'll be chapter 10. So if chapter 10 is not the finale, there might be 12 or 14 chapters. I don't know why there's not 11 or 13. I just decided it would be even numbers for some reason in my brain. But yeah, if you're all still enjoying it, I'll just keep playing it until we get it done. Then we can do something else. I got my Patreon votes in for last month, so I know a lot of people are very keen to see Sleeping Gods and some one-offs, do random requests as well. So I will try to get to those too. I think what I'll probably do is once I finish this, take a little break in the slot this was occupying. Maybe we'll try to get back to Etherfields for a game and also get some one-offs in over the course of April and pick up Sleeping Gods at the end of April. That sounds like a pretty good plan to me. It gives me a chance to sort of make sure I really understand things. Of course, I've got the setup and rules video to work on as well. That's exciting. Yes, we will do U-Boat. That U-Boat could well be one of our one-offs. I think it's about time. I just the problem I've got with U-Boat is that I haven't yet played a game of it where I haven't got horrifically confused and lost. Like, what tends to happen is I've managed to get to the point where I can sort of get to the enemy convoy and the allied convoy. I'm the Nazis in this game. And then I start sort of firing the torpedoes or attacking them. Then I get sort of like, either I take damage and I have to retreat, or I get horribly confused under the pressure. Because the game's actually not that bad in terms of... I think actually the times between combat are generally easier solo because there's not all that much to do and you kind of can control the passage of time in order to sort of manage them, because you don't actually have to talk to anyone else or like divide. You can kind of just decide what you think the best choice is and just do what you want. So in many ways that actually kind of mitigates a lot of the 4-player issue. But once you get into combat, playing solo is an absolute bloody nightmare, and I kind of just tend to get lost and everything goes to shit really quickly. So I don't know if that would be... I mean, it's also really hard to stay on top of the rules. There have been occasions where I've just been like, I need to stop. I don't know what's happening. I forgot the rule for this. And I'm exploding. I think it's the kind of thing where it'd be helpful to have someone else there to remind you exactly how the rules for breaches work and stuff like that. Or like just moving the guys up and down the submarine. You know, they can't move past certain points if that point is flooded or if there's been a breach. You also have this equipment you have to move back and forth, and staying on top of all of those tokens and things in a solo game is really, really tricky. Hey, let's upgrade some weapons. That's fun. Throat Seeker or Drake Doom. Uh-oh. My item cards are just here in a big old tray. Where are the cards that I need? Show me the axes, please. I want to see. Oh, there's the walking sticks. I should put those there. Ooh, there's a harp. That's cool. Ooh, there's upgraded shield too. Oh, I want that so bad. Didn't get it though. Oh, I feel like we're getting close. Yes. Oh, there we go. Okay, the hatchet is done. So we don't have the hatchet anymore. So we got Throat Seeker and Drake Tooth. The final upgrade. Balin's Axe. Alright, what is this? So, we got 3 hits Sunder, 2 hits Stun. Decrease your inspiration limit by 1. Ooh. Or 2 hits Sunder, 3 hits, 2 hits Lethal. And both of these are actually ranged. So we actually don't need to spend an inspiration to do ranged anymore. Oh, what is lethal? That sounds clutch. I think that's the one where, like, you can kill shitty enemies really easily. Why is it not on the back here? Keywords. It's not listed. Is this an expansion thing? I don't think so. Oh, it might be. Nope, it's not here on the expansion rules either. Cool. Alright, I guess I'll just have to look it up in the actual book itself. Like a dork. Lethal. See modifiers on page 19. Modifiers. Lethal. An enemy's remaining health is halved during the attack, and the lethal modifier is applied. That enemy is defeated. Cool, so it's like, if you do half damage, round it up and kill him. But also, stun is super good. Like, stun is super useful. I mean, particularly against elites who are so problematic. Like, stun is just so good for crowd control. It also does a ton more damage. I don't know, I feel like... But then again, like, not everything is immune to lethal. Only super tough stuff. Ooh. Alright, chat, what do you think? I'm leaning towards... I'm leaning towards Drake Tooth. But I'm also tempted to just randomize it, because I really can't choose. They're both great. Let's have a look and see what we got for the walking stick. Yeah, that's a good idea, Hackers. We can check both. I was just thinking the same thing. We can check both upgrades. Let's see. There's a... The thing is, it's like we said before, though. Gandalf and Balin are barely ever in the same spot. So, even if one has stun, it may not help the other. Alright, so we got Quick Nick. 3 hits, Cleave. 3 hits, and Stun. After this attack, you may move a space. Alright, so this turns the stun. It takes... It takes the damage off of stun, but lets you move around 1 space, which could be really good. Or we got 3 hits, 2 hits Cleave, 2 hits Stun, gain an inspiration. You may know I like Constant Companion better. As much as that 1 space move thing could be really good, I don't like the idea of doing stun and no hits. I mean, stun and move 1 is great for crowd control, I guess. But it depends on the battle, right? Like on a journey map or something, like where they're close together, like in the adventure before this, that might have been really good. But in this adventure, stun and move 1 would have been a lot less useful, I think. I mean, it would have helped me in here, actually. I could have moved Gandalf in there, stun and moved 1, and then moved into there. That would have put me in the same space with the spider, but I think everything worked out, so I'm not... No, so I think I like the Constant Companion out of these two, personally. Just do the damage. Get it done. Eddie says the Drake's Tooth inspiration decrease could cause a problem. Yeah, I mean, Balin would go down to 3 inspiration, which could be problematic. I mean, I find he rarely gets 4. Although I did have 4 a few times in that game. Then I was mostly using it to make the axes ranged, and now they are just ranged. I think... Throat Seeker? Lethal? Yeah? You guys like Throat Seeker? I'm taking the Constant Companion anyway. I've decided on the Constant Companion. Yeah, I think it seems like we're leaning towards Throat Seeker. Keep all that inspiration. Get some lethal hits in. Bam, bam, bam. Balin's pretty tanky anyway. He's got a shield and stuff, so he's not too worried about taking damage or anything. Yeah. Chat all think Throat Seeker. So let's do it. Let's slit some throats of spiders' throats. Awesome. Well, that makes me feel a bit more confident, although it makes me also feel like maybe this game is about to ramp up. Which would be bad, I guess. No. That's it, right? That's all we got? Alright, what can we do with our decks then? Because we got, we first continue to build the decks? No. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, no, we don't. Back. Alright, here we go. So, I don't really want any of those cards with Balin. I'm quite happy with his deck, to be quite honest. I feel like adding those cards is just like, they're kind of although Crushing Blow, I seem to remember I quite liked Crushing Blow. But it's only good when it's prepared, and he has so little scout, and he prepares so few cards. I said actually having mostly cards prepared in that game. But I'm just not... I mean, this adds Sunder, but I've already got Sunder on my axe, so I don't think that that's super clutch. So it's really just putting in a totally useless card into my deck. It's only good if it's prepared to do 1 extra damage. I feel like at this point, I'm not going to be meeting all that enemies that are that good. The other options are Boasting and Wiles. At the end of your turn, you may scout X, or X is the number of shadow skills. Hide is better. Wiles is better to get Hide. But I seem to recall the last time I had these in the deck, I was just kind of bummed out whenever I saw them. So I'm kind of tempted to just wait till I get 7 and put in one of those other cards, which has actually got, at least it's got an inspiration symbol on it, you know? I probably should have developed a second class at this point just so I could get some other cards, but it's too late for that now. I don't know how to do that. I'm not that kind of thinky. What about Gandalf? What have you got for 5 experience points? Yeah, we can get Fast Talking or Gossip. Ooh! Guys, I left Fast Talking in Gandalf's deck. I shouldn't have had it. So I guess we should just take that. Oops. Well, I think about Fast Talking, for all the good it did, it probably also did some bad. So, probably all kind of worked out in the end. I definitely should have taken that out. Do I have Flattery? And I did have Flattery and Hidden Plans in here. I did. Oops. That's fine then. Alright, cool. We're all good. So, I guess we'll save and quit for now. And I suppose that means we'll be back next time for more Journeys in Middle-earth. Which I did not expect. I thought that would be the end. But I only killed the Spider Champion. And not the big Spider Queen or whatever is out there. So, thanks for helping me choose my weapons. And I'll see all you guys in the next live stream. And thanks so much for watching. And thanks so much to all my wonderful Patreon supporters who help keep this content coming and are helping us to improve the camera setup for the future. Coming soon, I hope. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But thanks so much for their support. And of course, they get to have a say in the games we play and the choices that we make. So if that interests you, please check out the Patreon initiative over there. You can find my various ramblings about stuff. And you can message me directly if you want to with thoughts you might have. Things like that. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. And Haggers, thanks so much for hanging out till the end. It's pretty late over here where we are. And I'll see all you guys in the next live stream, which might be tomorrow, because Chris can't do Wednesday, so we might do tomorrow, but I'm not sure that's going to happen because life is tough. But I might do one if he doesn't show up, so maybe bonus stream tomorrow. Not sure yet, but otherwise I'll come back on Wednesday. If I don't do tomorrow, I'll come back on Wednesday for sure, and maybe the week after. I don't know. Bye everyone, thanks so much for watching. See you all soon. Here's the where's the where are the credits? Why don't I have the credit? Oh, there they are. Here are the credits. Thanks for watching.